Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on the Osmo Pocket 3 to make your use of this camera so much better. Alright, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so the first tip is how to switch on the gimbal. There are actually a couple of different ways of doing it. The first way is just to rotate the screen horizontally and then the gimbal's going to come on. And vice versa, if you want to switch it off, you just rotate the screen to a vertical position and then after a couple of seconds the gimbal will go off. The second way of actually switching on the Pocket 3 is just to hold the button, which is the normal record button, the one with the red circle, for a few seconds, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, until the Pocket comes on. And again, if you want to switch it off, you just press and hold the button again until the gimbal goes off. For the next tip, I want to show you how you can control the startup direction of the Pocket 3 when it first comes on. So to do that, you need to go to the settings, and then you should see an icon on the bottom left. Click on that and you should see an option saying Gimbal Startup Direction, and you can choose forward or backwards, or you can even choose a last setting, which is the one that you previously used. Again, for the next tip, I want to show you can do effectively a quick record. So you can choose an option, for example, to get the Pocket 3 to automatically record as soon as it switches on, which is a case of swiping down from the top, going to the setting here, and then enabling the option screen rotate and capture. Okay, I want to now show you about something called custom profiles, which allow you to record, for example, some favorite settings. So you maybe want to do something like blogging in 1080p with some Glamour Effects, and you can store that as a custom profile. Or maybe you want to do something like B-roll in 4K 60 frames a second, and you want to store that in another custom profile. And by doing that, you can just choose your settings, then swipe down, click on the icon on the top left hand corner, and then it will create yourself a custom profile or overwrite one that's existing there. You can also control the orientation of the recording. For example, if you want to do things in vertical mode, for example shorts, you can make the Pocket 3 record automatically vertical just by changing the option here to vertical, and then it doesn't really matter if the screen's in landscape or portrait mode, it's always going to record in vertical position. And likewise, if you want to do it in always in a horizontal mode, you can change the option to horizontal, and it's always going to basically disregard this direction of the screen, and it's always going to be horizontal. And the last option, of course, is auto detect. The next tip we're going to look at is how to enable the selfie mode. So what we need to do is we can do it 2 ways actually. We can actually triple click the button down here, the joystick, so 1, 2, 3, and then the gimbal is going to rotate to facing this way and then find your face. You can triple click it again, 1, 2, 3, and it's going to go back and face the other way once again. Or we can simply just press the icon over here on the right hand side. So if you click that, it's going to go back to selfie mode, and then click it again, and then it's going to go back and rotate back the other way. Okay, for the next tip, we're going to look at how to center the gimbal. If it goes off slightly to the right hand side, any side for example, what we can do is we can just double click this twice, so 1, 2, and you should see a message saying that gimbal's been recentered. So that's how you recenter the gimbal. Okay, now we're going to look at the joystick itself. So the joystick does quite a lot of different things. What we can do is we can move it to the right or to the left, and that's going to perform like a panning action. We can also go up and down if it's in this mode to tilt the actual gimbal. Now on the right hand side we have a little sort of icon here, or saying 1.0. That's the current zoom level. If we actually click on that guy and then we use the joystick up and down, we now control a zoom of the actual gimbal rather than the tilt axis. And while we're in that mode, so for example we've got the zoom on the joystick, what we can do on the right hand side is we click on that guy, we can then actually use the thumbs or our fingers to actually control the tilt. If we then click it once again to toggle it back to tilt on the joystick, so we now have tilt like that. What we can then do is we can then click the button on over here, and we can actually drag to control the zoom instead. So it's kind of like a toggle between controlling what the actual joystick's doing and what we can do on the screen here. Next, I'm going to show you how to activate active tracking for face tracking. So first of all, you need to put yourself into selfie mode. So you can just click, say, for example, the icon here. And if you actually let it rotate up, you can see now it's actually found my face. Then what we can do is we can, if it's already done that, then it's already in face tracking mode. So if I move left or move right, for example, you can see that the gimbal automatically is following my face. If it's not in that mode, for example, like this, what you can do is you can just simply double click your face like this, and then it says active track enabled, and once again it should be following me as I move around. That's how you can activate the active tracking for the face. Now, one of the other things you can do if you is, if, for example, you notice it's always in the center. Now what we can do is we double click it again just to activate it. And I then use the joystick, for example, to position my face on, say, the left-hand side. And then you notice that it's going to keep my face as I move on the left-hand side exactly where I want it. And once again, if you want to just cancel the face tracking, you can just double-click it, and it's going to then go back to normal mode again. One of the other things the Pocket 3 can do, not just do face tracking, but can also do object tracking. For example, if let's say we want to track this rather fetching battery, what we can do is first of all just make sure we can see it actually on the camera like there, and then we can actually double click on that object like so, and now we've got it tracked. We can then simply just let the gimbal follow the battery as I move it around. So it's also got like object tracking, not just face tracking, which is quite cool. And once again, just to cancel it, we just need to just click it, and then we can remove the object. One of the new things you can do on the Pocket 3 is change the EV setting while it's recording, which you can do the Pocket 2. So for example, if I set off a new recording and then I swipe from the right hand side, we then have ability to change the brightness on the EV setting, for example, here. So that's quite nice. For our next tip, I want to show you that you actually have a fourth mode for the gimbal. It's kind of like a hidden gimbal mode. If we swipe down from the top, and then we go to the gimbal modes here on the bottom right hand corner. These are the three that we normally have and we're familiar with: the follow, the tilt lock, and the FPV. But there's actually a hidden fourth one, and the way to access this is you actually need to press and hold the joystick down, and when you do that, you should notice there's a little lock icon on the just here on the top right here, and that means that the gimbal is now locked. So if I just bring up the camera, you can see as I actually twist it, the actual gimbal is now in a locked position, and I can just simply let go of it, and then the lock symbol is going to disappear. So it's kind of like a nice little hidden feature there. Alright, so one of the tricks we can do with the DJI Mic 2 that now comes with the Creator Combo is to use it as a remote control for the Pocket 3. And once you've actually established a link by pressing the link button that's just here under the blue light, and once the blue light is now solid, we can then just press the link button to actually remotely start and stop the Pocket 3. So let me just show you what we need to do. Simply just click it like so, and then you can see that the Pocket 3 is starting recording, and then we can stop it again by just pressing the link button, and the Pocket 3 then stops. Okay, so another new feature on the Pocket 3 is the ability to have like a product showcase. And the way we access this is we need to swipe from the right hand side, and then swipe down and make sure you're in Pro mode here. Then click on where it says Focus Mode. Let's click on that. And you can see we have now three options: single, continuous, and a new one called Product Showcase Mode. So just confirm that, and let's click away. If you take yourself an items, for example, the DJI Mic 2, if I hold it close to the actual Pocket 2, you can see that it actually focuses on it rather than on my face. My face is now out of focus. If I take it away, you can see it resets, finds my face and focus again on it. So I could say, for example, look at this nice DJI wireless mic, and you can see it now focuses directly on the microphone, on the mic. Take it away again, and you can see it's now my face again. So that's a nice little new feature on the Pocket 3. I'm now going to show you some more settings available for the DJI wireless mic receiver. If you go swipe down and then go to the settings on the bottom left here, and then go to where it says wireless mic, click on that. And you can see that the actual battery level of the microphone, so mine's currently 100%, and then you can also see the number of hours available for recording, so currently 14.4. you scroll down a little bit, you have access to some things like switching off the LED, and then also you have a couple of professional audio tools. For example, a low cut filter, so that's going to allow you to cut out things like rumble and some sort of background noise and very low frequencies. And then you also have a 32-bit float recording, which is a quite advanced feature for audio engineers. And that basically allows a kind of bit like a HDR, like a high dynamic range for audio processing if you want to edit it later. So one of the cool things about the new DJI Wireless Mic 2 that comes as part of the Creator Combo is the ability to use this as a standalone recorder. So this has got an 8 gig memory built into the actual wireless mic, which means you could, for example, just use the microphone built in, or you could plug in like a lavalier mic onto the socket at the top here. And when you actually hit the record button, it's actually going to record directly onto the card itself. So you can actually have the audio, and the Pocket 3 doesn't actually have to be switched on at all. You actually can call the audio here, so that's pretty cool. Now, in addition to that, you can actually have it recording on both this and the Pocket 3. So effectively it's acting as a sort of a backup audio source in case one of them doesn't record. So how do we do that? Well, we swipe down from the top here, we go to the settings here, and then wireless mic. If we scroll down, we can see an option that says audio to video sync. If we switch that on, it's going to allow it to synchronize the two audio recordings between the wireless mic and the Pocket 3, effectively acting as a form of backup. One of the other options available on the Pocket 3 is the ability to have timer recording, which is new to the Pocket 3. The way we can do that is we can swipe down from the top here, click on the options once again, and scroll down, and we should see an option that says time code, which is somewhere down here. Time code here, click on the option, and you can see we actually have a message appearing saying that in order to synchronize it with another device, we need to use a USB adapter. And at the moment, you can see that it's actually got the time going because I've got it set to system time. But you can also have it switched on to your display by clicking the button there, option, and then you can also get it to synchronize to another device using the USB connector. One of the other features available on the Pocket 3 is the Glamour Effects. That was also available on the Pocket 2, but it's been enhanced on the Pocket 3. Now, the way we can do that is we can access it by swiping to the left from the right-hand side. And notice down here we have the Glamour Effects. Mine's currently switched on, so you just need to toggle that on or off. And then you need to use the DJI Mimo app, as the message appears here, to be able to configure those. So the only thing you can do on the Pocket 3 is just switch them on or off. And here is an example of the DJI Mimo app and the Glamour Effects that you can configure. So for example, you can configure the thinness of your face, which is quite cool, the bags under the eyes, which we all seem to suffer from, whiten the teeth and all those sort of good stuff. So that is an enhancement on the Pocket 3 that wasn't actually available on the Pocket 2. And there you have it, guys. That's my tips and tricks on the Osmo Pocket 3. Hope they're useful. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'm going to try and ask them or even do a follow-up video. Until then, take care and I shall see you soon.